Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Madness University. This is LZ, and I'm here with Nick. And today's topic is biggest threats to the hobby. Nick, let's just get right into it.
All
Maybe we
right.
do a couple. Let's say two or three.
All right. Yeah. I'll give you two right off the bat.
Okay.
This is almost, man, it almost makes me like stay up at night a little bit. Like I'm kind of worried about the hobby. So I think the most important thing for me is the kids, right? So the hobby's only going to sustain itself if they replace the hobbyists that are no longer with us, right? In order to do that, our children need to get into the hobby. They need to enjoy the hobby and they need to be a part of it, right? Buy the cards, be part of the breaks, go to the shows, all of those things. If they don't do that, the hobby will die a slow death, like all things that don't get replaced by the youth. So I think about that and I'm like, all right, well, what are some threats there? Okay. And within that bucket, it's like, there's a lot of gambling in terms of there's collecting and there's gambling in the hobby, and they're both there, right? So your breaking is gambling, and your collecting is more long term and fun. Some people do both, some pick one or the other. I do worry about all this ripping and player chasing and breaking. And I think of the moms out there. I think of like my wife. And, I don't think she would be thrilled to have my son spending all his allowance on whatnot, in like an hour, like chasing a break, right? So I think I don't really know the answer, and we're not going to do that in a Mad U episode, but
Mm-hmm.
I think we all need to consider how to keep the kids in the hobby. There's some ways you can do it, right? Like we were just at a Shriners show recently, and they had a lot of great stuff for the kids. There was one table, they had a wheel. My son spun it. He spun the wheel. He got a free pack. That pack is probably $1, and it made his weekend. Like he was
Yeah.
so thrilled to bring that home and rip it. That is a very simple gesture that is going to make him care and want to go to more shows. So things like that are important. Or I guess if you do breaking or do online stuff, do them a solid. You're under 12, your first break's free, baby. Something like that would be kind of interesting. So we just have to think about the kids, think about the children, but like think about the kids and what
What
else,
about
what
the
else we can do.
kids?
Yeah.
What
What about the
about?
kids? So that I don't know. That's my
Yeah.
those are my 2 cents on
Mm-hmm.
that.
Okay. All right. Is that it? Because
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
That
All
feels
right.
pretty good.
All right, so I'm gonna go down this. I had two, and they're actually well. I'll do one different one, but I wrote down three. And the thing around the kids is the pricing needs to change.
Mm,
We grew up. We're gonna date ourselves, Nick. But when we grew up, we get a pack for like I don't know, 50 cents,
yeah.
25 cents, $1 at the most, right? The kids today, they go into a hobby shop and I don't know, what is it? Like $15 is the
It could be
cheapest.
the cost of
Like
a car depending on the
it's
pack you're getting.
it's just so I know that Tops, I think Fanatics announced this that they are working on they're gonna come up with a series that is gonna be affordable and approachable. So I would just say keep leaning into that. I think it was a baseball series that they were gonna do an affordable
Yeah.
pack, but it's got to be cheaper. It's got to be a lot cheaper. It can't even be $10 a pack. It has to be like $3 or $4 tops
Yeah.
a pack. So that would be number one. The pricing needs to change, and it's all around the kids. All right, we care about the kids. Around, I thought about breaking too, but a different spin. So yes, the moms actually might have something to do with this, but what if the government starts cracking down
Oh, regulation.
on the breaking? Yes,
Mm.
regulation.
Ooh.
They figured out that this is gambling. They start locking it down. That could have a big change on the hobby.
Even just a simple mechanism. I mean, they just pick an age, right? I mean, there would
Hmm.
be no fight if they just said can't break unless you're 18. That would change everything.
Yeah.
It would change the whole industry.
Hmm.
Fascinating.
All right. So the last one, I tend to focus on technology, and I don't even know where this would go, but I do wonder if tech companies start monitoring or cracking down. Like, for instance, a lot of sales happen. cash only on Facebook and Instagram.
Mm,
With the new age of AI and all the monitoring that these companies can do, what if they come in and they say, wait a minute, we want a piece of this action? And all
mm.
of a sudden, it's a lot more difficult to do these simple deals on Instagram,
PayPal's
on
already doing that.
Facebook.
They're scraping, and I know two or three people where they have removed their ability to do friends and family transactions on their PayPal because I think it's AI or whatever they've used to
Hmm.
analyze their transactions that said you're abusing friends and family, you're really doing it as business and fibbing, and they actually removed it and they had to go appeal it.
Look
So
at that.
the beginnings are happening.
So when that person appealed, did they have any luck or no?
They
Did
did.
you
It
they
took
did?
took a couple weeks. They were frozen up. They couldn't do friends and family for
Hmm.
2, 3 weeks, but then they were able to get it back.
Okay.
So
All
yeah,
right.
beware,
Yeah,
beware. Do
beware.
business the right way. Don't lie. That type of
Hmm.
thing.
Yep. We could do a whole probably 45-minute episode on this, but I think these are just a good kind of, let's call it, handful of threats that come to mind off the cuff.
Bite size
Yeah.
tips on
Yeah.
threats.
Bite size. Well, things to watch out for, right? Monitor this.
Yeah,
If you're invested in this hobby, monitor it. So,
yeah,
okay. All right, Nick.
cool.
That's
That's
it for
fun.
today. Bye, everybody.